Welcome to a very, very special MAMI evening. I'm Anupama Chopra, and I am so excited to have you all here. Two of our main mandates at MAMI are one, to create opportunities for filmmakers, and two, to take their work out to the world. And this initiative, MAMI Select, filmed on iPhone, accomplishes both. First, I want us to thank our wonderful board members who have taken time out and mentored 5 filmmakers. So put your hands together for Vishal Bharadwaj, Rohan Sippy, Vikramaditya Motwane. So I have one question for the three of you. If you can start the answer by telling us, like, what's the name of the film and the filmmaker who you mentored. But the question is, what surprised you the most about this filmmaker? What were you completely not expecting when you went into this? Vishal?
Jaltu Jalaltu is the name of the film, and it's by Pratik Worth. And, to call it that, I mentored him because I think he's a very accomplished filmmaker. And I loved his film, that Ibaleu. And here also, I thought, that I know him as a filmmaker, but again, he surprised me. The kind of storytelling and the performances and the reality. I mean, there's one character in the film, and I asked him, is he a real, actually an actor, or you just, found a person and made him act? So he's an actor, I don't know where he found him from. So I was totally surprised by his filmmaking, and I think everybody will be.
Yeah, so I've mentored 2 films. The first one is Obur by Faraz Ali. Surprised, I think, like Vishalji said, it was less mentoring, but it's just a wonderful opportunity as a director to see such a talented young filmmaker as he explored a film with such interesting constraints and freedoms that opened up as he went along the process. So, yeah, I think so much of it in the storytelling, his visual sense, there's so many things that really, really surprised me. And I was, I don't know if envy is a strong word, but really, really, really happy that he's produced it the way he has. And coincidentally, Saurav Rai, who I was associated with on his film Crossing Borders, he also went to the mountains, he's in the snow, and it's wonderful to see that how he took storytelling in a completely different direction, a wonderful relationship. Even the style of filmmaking is so different to Faraz. So I think the rest I'll let you guys watch, and I think that you'll enjoy them.
So I've mentored A New Life by Somananda Sahi and Mirage by Archana. And this was at the launch itself. I remember sort of at this point in time saying, these filmmakers are so accomplished and they're so good, and they have such a unique voice that at some point in time he was like, what really are you going to mentor? So, and the films are amazing, the scripts were amazing, and I think they've all turned out very well. And all of them, including the ones I've mentored, have a very, very unique visual sense and something which is very personal to them. And I think that's what's come out really beautifully in the films. And each of them is so different, and we were just discussing it outside, like, some films have been shot anamorphic, some are 4:3, some are 5:4, so it's not like there's no uniformity. There's a very, very unique, and it really showcases the capabilities of what the new technology can kind of do.
Thank you, and let's get our filmmakers out into the spotlight. Yeah, come on, a big round of applause for them. So, I want to ask you, what is your most enduring memory of the shoot process? What's the one thing that you're going to take home with you from this entire initiative?
As a filmmaker, I was attempting a tragic comedy, and everything which is tragic in my film is parallelly, happening with comedy. So I remember shooting this one sequence, which is a funeral sequence in my film, and it so happened that we had to have a lot of people around from the village mourning outside the house. And we didn't have much money to pay juniors and all that, so we just requested all of them to gather. But unfortunately, when they came to know that it's a funeral sequence, they all denied to be a part of it because it's a bad omen for them. But then we committed $100 to all of them, and they all agreed. And then suddenly we had 120 people, suddenly they turned up for the funeral. And I then remember that as soon as I called for cut, I saw my line producer running, and there were like 120 people, they all were running. And most women who acted in the film, they have burqa. So it's very difficult for Shahnawaz, my line producer, to really identify who to pay, who not to pay. And that ended up becoming, like, in the most like I'm shooting a death sequence and parallelly this comedy which is happening. So as we commit to realism in cinema, I realize that it's actually life is very tragic comedy in its existence the way it happens. So I'll always remember this.
Nice. Please.
So we actually chose to shoot in two cities, in Calcutta and Bangalore simultaneously, with my co-director Tarushi in Calcutta and myself. So, but then this experience of splitting up a shoot and there's this kind of a connect, and as well as the distance that is part of the phone. But the directing that and coordinating and just kind of imagining what is going on in different places while this simultaneous shoot was happening was something that was quite special and which I had not had the experience of before. So that's what I would take away from the shoots.
Thank you. Archana?
We all were working with the phone, I think, for the first time. And in some way, like how to work with it kind of binded us together and made us great friends. So it was amazing that on shoots, I didn't feel lonely because I felt that I have this extended family of filmmakers kind of going through the same journey. And for me, that's like a very special takeaway. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Hi. I think the most fantastic memory I realized it has to be this one particular shot where we wanted the cloud to enter into the frame, and like in one shot itself, it was like a magic. And I think that kind of a freedom or that kind of magic, just because of this device, maybe, but in general, yeah, that is the most beautiful image I'll remember. Yeah.
Hi. Taking from what Archana said, because you have 5 people struggling with the same things and new technology, and how are you handling this, how are you managing this. So that way is, I think, that's the most precious memory of the whole process, to be able to present our films along with these 4 fantastic filmmakers. I think it's an absolute honor and a privilege to be here with these guys. And I think it's the beauty of the process that got us together, and we've smiled through the whole thing, so that's good for me.
That's so lovely. Thank you. Thank you for making these wonderful films, and have a great time watching them. Thank you.